So this is the Halloween new trailer. Y'all got any video recommendation, like video game scary shit? We want scary video game content that we could play for the live. We need this shit. Malik Akkad.
A quiet town. Just like hundreds of other small towns all across America.
Okay.
A town just like...
Pay attention to the motherfucking graphics. Graphics is crazy.
yours. But it was here on October 31st, 1963. No motive, no warning, no provocation, just senseless death. I met him 15 years ago. I thought there was hope, that he could be reached. But what I met was not a child. No emotion. Perhaps not even human. 15 years later, he returned home.
Okay, chat, I'm gonna ask y'all some real shit. If you had to be in a video game or a scary movie, who would you want to deal with? Like, would you want Chucky, Jason, Freddy, or who the fourth nigga? Freddy, Jason, Chucky, and I'm gonna say Halloween, the Halloween nigga that be stabbing shit.
But what happened that night was only the beginning. It wasn't just a killing spree, it was a reckoning.
Whoa, calm down.
He was going to reach it. Come on.
I feel like the easiest character to kill is like a nigga like Jason, bro. Just get like motherfucking.
You can't stop him. You can't reason with him. You can't kill the boogeyman.
We're gonna watch another one.
Yeah, I'm an AI, but I'm here to talk apps. Real apps you can build in minutes with Base 44. This finance app solves your business headaches, tracking invoices, managing clients, keeping payments in check, all in one place. Go to Base 44 and write your prompt, what your app should do.
Yo, what to do, buddy? I'm Arctic. Hope you're having a good day. We got everything that we know so far about the new Halloween game that's coming out next year in this video. We got the general game details, single player gameplay details, and the async multiplayer gameplay details all right here. Subscribe for everything Halloween game, and let's get it.
This guy knows what the f he's talking about, so we just gonna watch this.
Halloween the game is being developed and published by Elphonic. So this is an Elphonic game. Gun Interactive is a co-publisher, which I think basically means their involvement in this game is very limited and small. Now, a hot take on my part, I kind of wanted Gun to be more involved in the development of this game because I feel like they bring out the quality of these horror async games. But hey, don't get me wrong, bad live service, but good games. To be honest, if Elphonic was the developers and Gun the publishers, I think that would have been a top tier duo, especially after 8 years of everyone improving from when they both worked on Friday the 13th, the game. With the good live service that Elphonic brings and a meticulous horror passion from Gun, that would have been top tier indeed. But that's just me. Hot take is over. I'm still very much excited for this Halloween game. And also, everyone that's rioting right now over Gun being attached to this game, I think you can relax. It's an Elphonic game. Moving on, we got John Carpenter, the writer and director of the original Halloween movie, is involved in this game to help capture the authenticity of Halloween. You know what that means, yo? The vibes are going to be right, baby. It's all about the vibes. Now moving on, the game is being made in Unreal Engine 5 to deliver engaging and dynamic gameplay systems, hauntingly realistic visuals, cinema quality lighting, and endless scares for you and your friends. Single player. Now this is exciting. Halloween is the first async multiplayer game to include a legit single player story mode. The narrative for single player in Halloween takes on a new shape. Playing as Michael Myers, walk through memorable locations from the 1978 classic, such as the Myers house, or bask in the recreated atmosphere of Haddonfield. This mode will thrust you into the coveralls of the Shape, and have you facing off against the townspeople of Haddonfield, the police, and...
So, I think it was called Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight, they didn't have a single player mode.
And of course, that pesky busybody, Dr. Loomis. They also emphasized for the story mode that there will be lots of replayability and exploration you can do alongside collecting special items and collectibles. Well, would you look at that? Michael Myers collecting collectibles in the story mode? I'm all for it. Now, Halloween story mode is being developed by Pollard Studios, who made a game called Karma: The Dark World, which is a single-player first-person cinematic psychological thriller game. So, you know, it can look something like this. Playing as Michael Myers in first person, stalking the town of Haddonfield or something like that.
Yo,
something
what
like
game
this,
is
which is a
this?
single player first person cinematic
Wait, hold
psychos, who made a game called Karma: The Dark World.
Hold up. I'm not gonna lie, this shit looks scary as fuck.
Which is a single player first person cinematic psychological thriller game. So, you know, it can look something like this. Playing as Michael Myers in first person, stalking the town of Haddonfield or something like that. What do y'all think? And maybe in the multiplayer, you play as Michael Myers in third person, or maybe you can even switch between third and first person, or it could be like a Dead by Daylight situation where the survivors play in third person and the killer is in first person. Who knows, man? Time will tell. But speaking of multiplayer, we got some ASIM gameplay details up next, yo. The Boogeyman is out. Team up in a 1v4 asymmetrical horror showdown on everyone's favorite night of the year. Choose to save the quiet town of Haddonfield from the bloodshed as a hero of Haddonfield, or stalk and terrorize the residents as Michael Myers. In the multiplayer mode, you join other players to help free your town from death itself. With any array of interactable elements, players will have to team up, be smart, brave, and efficient to aid their friends and the folks of Haddonfield in thwarting Michael Myers. Explore the film locations you know and love across multiple maps, and who knows, maybe you'll find some sweet Easter eggs from the horror masterpiece along the way. So there you have it. There will be multiple maps. Hopefully, I do gotta say, hopefully the maps don't feel the same, just like with different pieces relocated. Hopefully the maps feel different, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping for. As Michael Myers, players wear the mask, become the boogeyman, and stalk innocent residents with relentless obsession. Utilizing a nightmarish array of abilities, Michael leverages shadows and stealth to satisfy his bloodthirst. This doesn't mean Haddonfield is going down without a fight. Frightened townsfolk will call the local authorities and even fight back when threatened, incentivizing Michael to avoid detection. So there you have it. Mikey will have different abilities to help you transport around the map, because you already know he's gonna be a slow dude. He always walks in the movies. So hopefully the victims don't bully Michael Myers just by taunting them and walking right in front of them and they can't catch up to him. Michael has some abilities. He's gonna be able to move fast, hopefully by teleporting or something like that. But you also gotta play stealthy, because if you get caught, the NPC townsfolk will alert the authorities. They might even fight back too, who knows. As a hero of Haddonfield, it's your job to alert the residents of Haddonfield to the impending evil and help them escape before falling victim to Michael's unyielding pursuit. In this dynamic and ever-changing 1v4 asymmetrical multiplayer matches, hero players must arm themselves with everyday household items, weapons, and knowledge to combat an unpredictable and unkillable enemy. There you have it. You cannot kill Michael Myers. Convincing townfolks and contacting the police will lead to increasingly powerful and thorough neighborhood patrol.
Did the nigga say you can't kill him?
Unpredictable and unkillable enemy. There you have it. You cannot kill Michael Myers. Convincing townfolks and contacting the police will lead to increasingly powerful and thorough neighborhood patrols. To even the odds, you can command and equip NPCs with weapons to outsmart or even overpower the shape, providing precious windows for escape. So it seems like the premise of this multiplayer mode is to not entirely escape. You have to go around Haddonfield town and alert the NPCs that there's a maniac on the loose, aka the boogeyman. And once you convince enough NPCs that there's a maniac on the loose, they will grab weapons, or you can give them weapons, and then they will help you stun Michael Myers so that way you can get away. And I believe you can also try to call the cops as well. Stick to the shadows as civilians, seeking out Haddonfield residents to warn them and searching for a way to contact the authorities. However, as for Michael Myers, give them a reason to fear the dark and cut the power lines to prevent the police from ruining his favorite holiday. So there you have it. As Michael Myers, you can go around the houses and cut down the power line. As we saw in the trailer, he cut off the lights, and then they can't call the popo no more. In that case, it'll probably just be Michael Myers going up against a mob of NPCs. But we also got some more details about the multiplayer from the developers themselves. They said this: "We've tried to emphasize stealth on both sides of the killer/survivor dynamic. For Michael, it's about stalking. His mechanics revolve around quietly observing in the shadows and binding your time to get the best possible kills. You see, there will be NPCs inhabiting the map, living their lives and going about the various October 31st traditions. Your job is to pick them off as Michael Myers. Meanwhile, the other players, the heroes or the survivors, will be sneaking around and trying to alert those civilians to your presence, just like in the teaser trailer we showed. Plus, we've got the cops and Dr. Loomis adding an extra wrinkle to proceedings. So if the Michael player isn't performing as well, he will have to deal with an extra resistance, and there are a lot of interesting situations that can arise from that. Very interesting. Most other asymmetrical horror games are about escaping, but that's not the ultimate objective for the survivor players here. Instead, you're trying to stop Michael's rampage and save the town. You can eventually end the match and spectate, but the goal is always more complicated than merely run around, loot, and escape. We think that makes it feel new and interesting. There you have it, folks. That's basically all the gameplay details for the multiplayers. However, we do got one more little piece right here. It says metagame progression experience. So it seems like there'll be some sort of metagame dealing with like perks, maybe a leveling system that you can level up and unlock stuff, or maybe you can level up your perks just like in TCM. And also one question about this metagame. Do you think there's gonna be a whole bunch of survivors with like their own unique stats? Like some have higher stamina than others. And that's everything we know so far about Halloween the game. I'll keep you guys updated. Oh yeah, one more thing, the release date. It's obviously coming out next year, 2026, and most likely, it's just a guess, but it kind of seems obvious, this game has to be coming out in October of 2026, either during Halloween, October 31st, or whenever the original movie came out, which I think was like October 25th. Those are the two release dates that I'm going with. It most likely is those, but we'll see. But that's everything. Leave all your thoughts and comments down below. Are you guys excited for this game? Let me know. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
That's a good joint, chat.